Maybe I'll like it.
You never know.
Don't blame you.
Was not there. I was not there.
There was so many bands
doing the same
thing, you know.
I mean,
but all the bands that we knew weren't married and they didn't have children. Most of them were just hippies, you know, just living, doesn't matter to them, you know. But to us, we were we'd already lived a normal life. And then we started this very abnormal life.
The way we've always looked at it is, if it's making us happy, we'll keep doing it. If it becomes too difficult, you know, if our missus is getting too upset or our kids are getting too upset, then we'll stop. Because it was never the most important thing in life to be famous.
And it's before we had our first hits. But we were out doing a bunch of gigs with the Faces, Rod Stewart and the Faces. Yeah. So we were playing in Birmingham. We had this gig in Birmingham. We were like the opening band, you know. And we'd been away from home for a long, long time. And the wives had phoned to us like, well, I'm coming down to see you. And we're going, they're missing us. You know,
you want to see Rod Stewart?
Come down to see, we're coming down to see Rod Stewart. I'm like, all right, okay.
That's true.
It's when our first album was released, the Nazareth album. That's the first night we saw it. We were playing the gig.
I forgot about that.
And our manager came along and said, there's your album sleeve. We'd never seen it. You know, at that time, you had no control.
Say,
you know?
No.
These guys were like, there's your album sleeve. Well, okay. You know,
it's a picture of us. And it's called Nazareth. How imaginative. First albums are easy, because you've had years to make up these songs and perfect them, right? And you bring out an album, and then next year they go, like, give us another one. You go, oh, wait a minute, it took us 5 years to write that one. But you can't do that. So, and at the time, we were into a lot of folky things, and we were into being Scottish and a bit ethnic.
Polka and all the
country
bands.
And we're into all that kind of stuff.
We weren't sure what we were supposed to be.
We didn't know what we wanted to do, right? So we did exercises. It wasn't really a Nazareth album, to be honest, you know. And then the next one was Ras Manaz. So it was a case of, by that time, we'd discovered what we wanted to be. You know, we'd said, right, this is what we like. We like rock and roll.
And this is what we're good at.
And this is what we're good at.
In 1974, we did a tour of Canada, and we had 3 albums in the top 20, and the band just went crazy in Canada.
Hot as a pistol, actually, we were.
Yeah, we were.
We were hot as a pistol in Canada.
And just before we toured there, Elvis was still happening at the time. And Elvis had just done a tour of Canada, and we sold out faster than Elvis. So that was a cracker.
That was good. It was because at that time there was no internet and stuff, so you just think, you're saying to yourself going over on the plane, I hope the tour goes well.
Aye.
And then we landed in Canada, and the promoter, Donald Kay, went, "You're sold out, boys. Everything is sold out." And we're like, well, that can't be bad.
We did a gig in a place called Sudbury, and we went up there and we played this show there in
A
this
nice
arena.
Arena, whatever.
Ice hockey arena, you know. And they oversold it. I mean, they sold too many tickets. I mean, there was people on the roof, and it was just ridiculous, ridiculous.
It was
you
a
know?
bit daft.
So the fire chief, he came in. We didn't know anything about this until after the show, but the fire chief came in to complain about this. And
Rightly so.
and the promoter, who I will not name, but everybody in Canada knows who he is, he got the fire chief into this room, and it was like a cupboard, like a broom cupboard. He got the guy in there and he locked it.
Locked him in.
And he locked it. And the guy was going to stop the show, and the show went on. And then when we finished, they let the guy out. And of course he was going crazy.
He wasn't a happy man.
As you would imagine, right? So what happened was, Nazareth, we were banned from playing in Sudbury for 10 years. We did the third album, ROCKUMENT, when we did that, you know, we wrote a lot of those songs, and we were out on tour with Deep Purple. We used to tour with them quite a lot as their opening band, and I think maybe that influenced us a bit as well, because we were with them a lot.
Of course it did.
But we wrote the ROCKUMENT song, and we did it, and we performed those songs for months before we actually recorded it, you know, with Roger Glover from Deep Purple producing, but when we performed those songs for months.
Turn on your receiver, I'm gonna lay it on the line. 'Cause I'm a great believer, hanging on to what is mine.
I think Roger was looking, he liked production. He wanted to check out production. He wanted to do different things with different people.
He wanted to be a producer. He wanted to produce us. And he loved the band, and that was the main thing.
He liked the tunes, you know. What I liked about Roger, he was so basic. It was like, do you like this one, boys? And we'd go, yes. Fine. Then I'll make it as best. And he would push you. He said, I think you could do it better than that. I think you could do it better than that. Until you couldn't. And then you go, okay, that's fine then.
So come over here and listen. I don't want to do the answer, but I say.
We're still very good friends.
You know he's pregnant again.
No.
Aye.
He's a
Kid,
very
you know-
fertile old
He's a
man,
very
isn't he?
fertile old man, I'm
You're
telling
kidding.
you. No. When I was doing the thing with
He's
Ian
older
there,
than me.
he can still make babies. Let me tell you that.
Your hands off my woman. Keep your hands to yourself.
And there's an old warehouse along there, and we recorded along there with a mobile unit with Roger.
But we did the whole thing in about 9 days.
And that's what we recorded the albums, that's in 9 days. And then we did the next one, Loud and Proud, in the same place. And that was 9 days. 9 days. Some guys take 9 days to talk about how they're going to get a sound for the drums, you know. We did ROCKUMENT there. We did Loud and Proud there.
Right?
And then we did Rampant, which was the next one, which is the last one. And we made that in Switzerland, in Montreux, on the Stones Mobile, downstairs in the
Convention Centre.
the convention centre, where Deep Purple did Smoke on the Water. But we recorded that one in there, right? And we recorded the backing tracks. But we couldn't do the vocals there because they didn't, you know, we couldn't do the vocals in that place. You know, you needed proper studio for it. And then we came back and we had 3 days to do all the vocals after that because it was such a success. The record company gave us 6
Better
weeks.
slow down now, boys.
6 weeks to make an
6
album.
weeks to record.
And we went up to Canada, we were going, 6 weeks? And then we got used to doing, and even to this day, we always allow like 6 weeks for an album.
We got bloods and crips, the colors are flying. The body of
We didn't have much of an opportunity to work together on new songs. You promise yourself you're going to do this when you're on tour, but it never happens. What happens is that people do their show and then you're travelling all day the next day, and if you have a day off, people usually want to just relax, and so you think you're going to be working on songs, but you don't. So really, when we got here, it was the first opportunity we had to begin working on things. So a lot of the stuff that we've got, Dan would just sing absolutely no problem straight through if he'd had the opportunity to learn it, you know, weeks ago, but he hasn't. You know, a lot of this stuff is happening right now. So that's why I'm sort of sitting there saying, well, this is how this section should go and this is how this section should go, just to help him, because it speeds up the process, you know, of getting the recording finished.
the world again.
Each position is great.
In the world you despise, there has to be something.
Sorry.
That's great. And you found your calling. It's all like that.
I can see it in your eyes. You've been searching for something in a world you despise. There just has to be something.
That's all great, but you say you're going to a world that is fallen, to a world that is falling, you know? Right.
'Cause the man in the sky says he got to have more. And you got blah, 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 blah.
You could try and get, 'cause the man in the sky said he gotta have more.
In your suit and tie, you have come here to try us. And the all-knowing guy with the face of the pious, 'cause the man in the sky says he got to have more. And you wanna get by, got a door to door. Say I better let you in before Jesus comes to save the world again.
Your voice is starting to sort of...
No, the performance. He's not performing anymore now. No, like the real.
You want it to be more down.
No. It's just the thing that he gives normally is not there for the moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know, we used to do it on like 2 tracks, you know, and Revox and stuff. And, you know, we could sort of mix it down and do what we could. But I mean, nowadays, it's just like bingo.
Don't want your time. I don't want your face. I don't want your life. I don't want to be saved. They'll be drowning in the sin when Jesus.
Well, we were doing that, you know, for 9 days. I thought everybody did that, and most bands were doing that. You know, you just went in, you had 2 weeks tops to get the thing done and mixed, you know, and it was normal. And when I think back on it now, it's horrifying.
Yeah, it must have been
to
some
try and
amount of
do
pressure.
that. Yeah.
There was.
How did we do that?
And not just
You
that.
know?
I mean, the thing is, you got to remember as well, we were in our 20s. I mean, we could jump walls. And, you know, we could save maidens and leap buildings in one bound at that time.
And way back then, you still had bands doing, they've been in the studio for 6 months. Huh? you know, or 10 months.
I'd hate the songs.
I would hate the songs.
I would.
We would just go, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that anymore, you know? We've got to get it recorded and
Aye,
out
done
the
and
way,
dusted.
you know?
Thank you.
Next.
I live in limbo. I've got no ties. Just look at me and you see no flies.
To me, that rock and roll's kind of supposed to be like that. It's got to be kind of immediate, and it's got to be kind of now. It's got to feel dead right to you, and it's got to be on, and that's how we work. I mean, it's not rocket science.
First time is Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Soul Train, yeah.
Right.
And the second line is So Claimed.
So Claimed.
Yeah.
Soul Train and So Claimed.
They should be up on your wee podium.
Oh, I don't think I'll have to wear my glasses for that one. I think I could remember that. There again, I don't know. Soul Trained. Soul Trained. It's just no high enough for me to do this. It's kind of down in my lower. Soul Trained. Like that. Soul Trained.
Powder's dry, so clean. I think that you
Yeah, nice.
never try. So train on an easy ride.
We all make our way.
I don't know the words, but...
Slipping and sliding, we all make our way. Slipping and sliding, sliding, slipping,
Slipping and sliding.
Everybody just brings in their ideas, and some of them we use and some of them we don't. It's very democratic. There's nobody who says this is what we must do. It's not like that.
Most of our lyrics are just stories, you know. I mean, they're just things that we've made up, or things that you see on TV, or things that you see happening to other people, or to you.
This bit already in the song.
No. That was, I sung the first long verse, remember? And you said, no, you're away in too early. Well, that was the first verse,
Right, okay.
as I thought.
So any of these words we can use?
Oh, every one of them.
Right.
Does that descending bit?
Tonight.
But you can also do and just hold it through there, but still do the descending one as another. Of course. Another bit. And I think that would work. But we'll find out in a minute.
You go, oh no, go you. Okay.
Well, he's going to do the top one, so you do
I mean-
tonight, and I'll hold it.
Tonight, it's just me
I
and
think that'll work.
That's cool, yeah?
I think it'll work.
Run up.
And that does that twice.
One, two. Gotta make it last.
gotta make it last. Gotta make it last. Bring it on. Sing a song tonight. It's just me and my radio. A DJ.
Thank you very much. Buds.
Kill him, man.
You'll kill it. You'll kill
I'll
it.
tell you though, we live almost in the studio. It's great. You're not in a hotel someplace in the middle of a city and have to go and get a cab and go to another studio. And then also try and find all the guys. Where is he? You know, you don't know. But here, you know where everyone is. And we like that it's quite relaxing, you know, you can come down and have a cup of tea, or you can, you know, and it's nice. You're living. This is like our home when we're here. This studio is our home, you know, and it makes a big, big difference, you know.
And it's easy, because you can go up and go, oi, come on, You know, we're starting here.
If we want to have a midnight snack or something, the guys get hungry in the middle of the night and things. So we don't go hungry in the middle of the night. These are our emergency supplies. I can just go. Hello? We've been here for almost a month. I've been into Prague once. He's never been outside of the studio, and that's the way it is, you know.
No, I'm here to do this. You know, to make the best job I can of this.
You're almost divorced from everything else that's